I'd pay $80 for 12 bottles. I thought it was so good. I thought nondescript Melon de Bourgogne Muscadet, and I paid $25 single bottle.
Yeah, I thought it tasted like the Pinot Grigio that my dad gives me for like $8 a bottle.
So this is...
Cool. Welcome to episode 51. We're on to the second half of the first century. Another 6 wines to taste. Big thank you as always to Sometimes Always. They hook us up each week with 6 different things to taste. If you want to get a discount on the wines that we're tasting this week, hop down in the Discord chat. There's a link below in the bio, I believe. Go through there. We've got a cheeky discount code that gives you 10% off each of the wines that we taste this week. I know that my housemate's been taking advantage of that because we keep having Sometimes Always packages roll up, and I'm like, I remember drinking this. Anyway, it's great. I'm really excited for this lineup. Last time it was some banging red wines, but this time we're going weird and white. So let's see what we've got.
Wine number 1. This wine is solo. My days. Yeah, that is like lemon squash. That looks awesome.
Lemons. Smells like lemons, and that's cognitive bias happening right there because I think it looks like pub squash. That's a challenge. There's a little bit of funkiness, a little bit of barnyardiness, which I'm still not convinced is something that I want to be tasting in wine, but a lot of people are, so...
Acid's maybe a little bit picky, but I'm not going to sting it for that because I think served, chilled down, fantastic. All the elements here are looking really good. In fact, I didn't actually think I would like it as much as I do. I really like it. I think it's fantastic. Acidity's super bright on this. Lovely kind of, yeah, still that pineapple juice core is right in the middle of it. I'd chug this. This is absolute golden circle, straight out the tin.
38, yeah, it does taste funky. I'll be interested to see what that tastes like in half an hour when we're doing the recap, like if it still holds that level of funk or if it gets even funkier.
Amazing one, thrilling drink, and I'm gonna want 12. I think that is such a cool wine to start with.
Wine number 2. Orange, ambery, it's probably a little bit of skin contact giving it that.
Earl Grey tea, really. Bergamot, black tea, burnt orange, all of the things that lead you down to that really high quality orange wine path.
Sort of like a combination of apricots and like walnuts a little bit.
This wine has seen some really good maturation. It's got this slight amount of Brettanomyces effect. And I mean slight, I'm talking like a 10%er, not even like a 1 or 2%er, which kind of just gives a little bit more interest and intrigue to the wine itself. Usually these wines can be a little bit overblown, a little bit too fruity, a little bit too heady in aromatics, and this sort of beds it down in a little bit more savory interest. Bang! Big fan. Yeah, Italian orange at its finest. Super into that. Love the savoriness, love that grippy tannin. 12 bottles for sure. So yeah, not here nor there. I think the promise of the wine was much greater than the delivery, but I have an inkling that there's probably an interesting story to this wine that I think would be quite compelling and would compel me to buy more than I said I would usually buy based on flavor alone.
We're going back to the mainstream. This looks like white wine that has been filtered and made by someone who thinks hippies have long hair.
Straight off on the nose, we've got this slight lanolin. So not really talking about skin contact here, but we're talking about savory elements. These sort of green mango, sort of a little bit of like green mangoes had just fallen on, I don't know, I'm going back to like growing up in Queensland, like green mangoes hitting the ground after the fruit bats had their way with them. Nice and mineral, good mineral drive. Acidity is reasonable, but not massive. Not like that orange wine where it's like super high.
Yeah, right. It tastes like really cheap Moscato blended with an expensive wine. And I don't know if that's what you want your wine to taste like.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll grab 2 bottles. 2 bottles for $30. Good little weekday swaffer, which I think we're all in need for right now. Something that's not too serious and something that's going to be good value for money. I think this is really good value for money. There's nothing wrong with this wine. It's nice and classy, nice and clean.
And yeah, I'll take another bottle of that one. Not my favorite lineup so far, but again, my opinions don't matter. All right.
Moving onwards, we have first red wine of the lineup. We can see through it, so it's got a really good clarity, tawny colour, but not too brick tawny. We're talking red tawny. Red wine that throws off Nebbiolo vibes. It's got that kind of bricky clay edge to it. Nice kind of almost see-through. Let's smell it. Definitely not Neb. It's really fresh and fruity.
It smells like expensive toilet freshener, which is good because people spend money to make that. People spend money to make wine, so you're on the right track in terms of fragrance. Tannin. Grips the roof of your mouth a little bit.
$38, and I grab a bottle. Just not entirely convinced. We've seen really, really, really good examples of the cheaper end of the spectrum out of Italy just in the last couple of years. The 2020, 2021 wines, or even 2019 wines have been really quite impressive, more than expected at the lower price point. So I'm surprised to see this. I'm a little bit vexed. I'm not too sure what it is, where it comes from. All I know is that it's got a lot of tannin, it's got a lot of acid. It looks like it's from Italy, but it's just a little bit quiet. So that could mean one of two things: either really cheap or stupidly expensive and very young. I don't think it's the latter. I think it's the former.
2 whites, equally filtered, equally clean. Who will come out on top? This is Riesling. I say that because it smells like what I think Riesling smells like.
What do we know about wines that look like water? They're either highly overproduced Sauvignon Blanc from New Zealand or possibly really good Riesling, and this smells like really good Riesling.
So frangipani, like lots of frangipani. It reminds me of my backyard growing up, because I had a long paved driveway with like a whole bunch of frangipani trees. It reminds me of like a 36-degree morning where I have to sweep up all the frangipani leaves. Yeah, that's what it reminds me of. It's so summery.
It's good Rizza too. I want 12 of this. Really fun. I'm pretty confident with Riesling. I'll be shocked if that's not.
Really good ripeness. Like, this is definitely not underripe. I think it's Australian. I think it's Clare Valley.
I reckon it's German Riesling. $82. And I would take 12 because, oh man, this is just so good. I want to see this in 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. Oh man, it's a great, great fucking wine. Ooh. Oh. On camera, it's going to look like I've just been in the bathroom doing fucking coke or something.
Finally, what obviously is a Chardonnay, because look at the colour of it, even though it's pretty indistinguishable from the last few. Let's get a vibe from it, you know? Sometimes you can just feel what's in the bottle.
Weird, huh? It smells like cornmeal and wheat. I've encountered this before with Chardonnay, where it'll have this like cornmeal thing.
Yeah, like white peach. This could be some gangster Chardonnay. Gives me all of the shades of something like Burgundy, but maybe in like an Australian setting. Someone's tried to make a really high quality Burgundy, but it's Australia, so they can't.
You're gonna get sick of me saying this. Hasn't got the oak that Chardonnay has to it. You know what? I might stop saying things that I've heard other wine people say and just start making up my own nonsense. Instead of racy acidity, it could be like titillating little pricks on your tongue. No, you can't do it. Racy acidity's better. Stick with that. Probably thought about it.
Really fruity on the palate. Again, not too sure. I think we're talking about another whole different variety here. Possibly Marsanne.
Oh, acidity, texture, fruit flavor, interesting like kind of nutty oxidative characters, but doesn't stand out. Banging wine here. Fuck yeah.
I drop around about $25 on it, and I want 1 bottle.
With high acidity and old oak. I reckon this is like a Vouvray kind of Chenin Blanc, something like that. Oh, it's so good to be back, Lockie. Oh man, that is my alley. If you are trying to like give me a wine that is so up my alley, that is 100% it. Bang fucking on. Oh, so good.
Not my favourite lineup. There's been some challenging ones in there, but I bet you that what's going to happen is we're going to come back. I'm going to like all the simple ones. They're going to like all the complex ones. And that's what's cool about wine. It's for different strokes for different folks. Let's see what the boys think.
Great.
Welcome to Stomp the Musical. So, new lineup this week. We had an absolute belter last week, and I found that this one didn't quite stack up quite as much. How did you guys go with it?
I reckon on average I bought more this week than I did last week.
Well, that works because I bought next to nothing.
Yeah.
There were two bangers I loved, but the rest I really didn't. So it'll be interesting to see how.
Yeah, I predicted that you guys were going to like a lot of the things that I didn't, and I was going to like the things that you didn't. So we'll start out with wine number 1. This one here.
Good little sweet.
Never let them know your next move.
Yeah, exactly. I really liked it actually.
I was all about it.
Yeah, it was good fun party juice. Like it's pub squash. It is 100% pub squash, and you just want to just go shunk.
I had $38, 1 bottle.
I had $36, 6 bottles.
32 and 12.
So we're all thinking around the $30 mark.
$30 mark. It's the magic basket.
How much was it?
Hey, the magic basket range number.
It's 38 with inflation.
Oh, sick! Instant basket range number.
Yeah.
And that it's exactly what.
And this is Alex Shulkin, yeah.
Alex Shulkin as Chardonnay.
Yep.
Counting stars. So a little bit of skin contact Chardonnay, easy drinking, party juice, really good fun. And also like 0 ads, organically farmed, no filtration, no sulfur, nothing like that, but clean as whistle.
Yeah.
As this guy makes hands down the most consistent, best zero sulfur wines in Australia. Every single time.
Is it? And it's 100% Chard?
100% Chardonnay.
So isn't this really interesting? Because when we see Skinsy Chard, quite often we'll find like this sort of cornmealy thing. This doesn't have that. This goes in this real floral, almost musky. Remember that Chardonnay musk that we had from Tassie?
Yeah, ages ago.
I wonder if there's like a clonal thing with Chardonnay that some Chardonnays go like this and some go cornmealy.
Honestly, like if you're at home, try any of his wines. They're all exceptional. If you want to see Australia's best no sulfur wines, grab Yellow Rife because they are all crazy good.
His pet nats are done. Awesome.
Wine number 2.
What do you reckon I thought of it?
I think you loved it.
I did.
Yeah, I think you did. I had one bottle of it, so it makes sense that you loved it. What's that smell?
Brett.
Brett? Yeah, you don't. No, you don't mind Brett.
Brett's an alright guy.
Brett's an alright. Brett's an alright.
Nah, it's like it's Earl Grey tea.
Yeah. Yep. That makes more sense.
I honestly thought this is a really good Italian orange wine.
That talks to me like Radikon talks to me, or Gravity talks to me.
100%.
It talks like it is totally Italian, skinsy white.
Yeah, my thinking was Radikon as well because it has that kind of like almondy, like nutty thing. The tannin's really swayed, and it feels like that's integrated as well. It's probably taken some time to age.
How much was it like? Fuck off. Come on.
Yes, it is.
$90.
Yeah,
Come on.
Yeah, Radikon.
Radikon, good call.
Yeah. So this guy, this would be Ribolla Gialla, I imagine, would be the grape variety, and from Friuli.
Chardonnay, Tocai, Friulano. So yeah,
Wow.
it
Yeah,
was
blend. Yeah, the
blend of
blend.
everything. So probably one of his like one of those 8% Chardonnay.
Friuli, and yeah, one of the mainstays. I mean, you can't sort of mention Radikon without grabbing a sort of like that's what happens in Italy.
Yeah.
But this guy was, I think, arguably the more original and more hardcore of the two.
Yeah.
And you often see his wines being way more extreme than this. And that's saying something. Like when you see his Ribolla Giallas that have been aged for 5 years prior to release, is just whack.
Yeah.
But good call.
Delicious. Love it.
Wine number 3. Okay, so the first two have been Chardonnay. I thought this was Chardonnay, which means it's probably not Chardonnay.
It feels like Gruner to me.
Yeah, oops. Didn't hate it, but
Didn't like it.
didn't like it.
It was fine.
Yeah.
Right now, for me, I didn't really enjoy drinking this. 2 bottles for $30 for me.
One bottle for 30.
One for 25. 23.
Oh, we're in that kind
Sort
of
of
nice,
area.
approachable thing.
Oh, nice.
Langhe, oh no, yeah, everything we said was correct. If you want to drink Langhe wine and spend a little bit more than this, you'll have a much better time.
You will. And look, to be honest, it's like Arneis. It's not the most celebrated grape variety from the region. I know there's a lot of people that are probably going to jump in the comments and be like, "Oh yeah, no, I've had this Arneis from." There are really good Arneises out there. Don't get me wrong.
But
I think
you're going to pay more than $32 or $33 for it.
Also, a little bit of market research. Drop in the comments down below. If you see those ripples on the label, would that be a barrier for you purchasing this wine? Just asking for a friend. Yeah. Alrighty. Moving right along.
The ripples.
That's especially funny if you were at Unico Zello this week.
Yeah, we're having some fun labeling. That kind of sucks for you.
And potentially for me.
Anyway, wine number 4. What do you think about this?
Oh, so good. I actually really liked this one.
What's it? One number
4 on the red.
Red
the only
blue.
red.
38 in one bottle.
Ooh!
I liked it.
A bit of an odd one. Yeah.
I liked it more than the others. It was the first that was more than one bottle for me. It was 3 bottles, which is the smallest step up that I'll allow on the show. But
I said 38 in one.
It's 6 bottles, $40.
hey,
Ooh.
well done.
For the difference, baby.
And it's...
No. You did this to us? That's why you liked it so
this
much.
is actually, I believe it's an Alpine Nebbiolo.
There we go.
No, it's not just Neb, it's Croatina. Croatina.
Croatina.
I've been wanting to try these wines for a long time. I wonder fucking why. But yeah, look, naming aside, I found the aromatics really interesting, and it's a really good fun, like little rustic style blend. And for $38 from Piemonte,
Okay. Definitely best value Alpine Nebbiolo, Alto Piemonte that we have had on the show. $38, yeah, fantastic.
I was about this. This is the wine of the lineup for me. It's obviously a Riesling. If it's not a Riesling, I don't know what Riesling
I'm
is.
exactly with you, Henry. I thought this was bang on,
Let's
and it was
go.
a great German Riesling.
100%, 12 bottles, best wine alive.
12, 12, 12. Let's go!
2 weeks in a row, we fucked the shit out of that.
We need to practice.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen often.
No. It's wide enough that we fuck up high fives. It'd be wiser still if we practiced our high fives. We're not doing that shit.
12 bottles, $82.
82,
German
55.
pricing.
Price tag,
How much did you think it was?
35.
35, 55, 85.
Ooh, what's this? Smallfry Eden Valley Riesling. Damn, dude!
man.
Holy fucking, that is a bargain. That is
That
a
is amazing.
genuine bargain.
That's amazing.
I've tried this one before, 11% alcohol, so nice and bright. But I've tried this one before, and it was so much riper and sweeter than this. And good call on the fucking, like, the ripeness. I'm glad we
Yeah.
all got the variety right.
Yeah.
That,
Yeah, that's
that
rare.
never happens.
Super rare.
I'm surprised that Henry got it. Like, this just shows his palate developing
I get
so
Riesling
incredibly
now.
well.
I can understand Riesling and Chardonnay and...
And it's so
about it.
clear on the nose. You can see, like, you're just smelling, like, yeah, okay.
Dude, watch the tape.
door.
You'll be so proud of me when you see this.
Oh,
I'll just be
good.
like,
I'm
it's
glad.
Riesling, let's go!
Oh, good. I'm glad.
That's
We're gonna have to get a new idiot.
Yeah, well done, bro. You deserve it. You
With the
deserve
top
it.
knot as well. Yeah, that's the
Killer Wine, Smallfry, some of the great biodynamic producers out of Barossa. As we've probably said before about these guys.
lovely people.
Yeah,
honestly,
yeah,
salt
yeah.
of the earth. These guys, shirt off their back for you.
My favorite
anytime
thing
you
about them
want.
is that we once ordered a bunch of wine from them to be delivered to like our warehouse, and they rocked up towing a fucking boat because they were like, "Oh, we're doing this on the way to our holiday down south." I was like, "You guys are fucking legends."
That's how I
Yeah,
would be
they're really
delivering
good.
wine, honestly. On the way to a closing
yeah,
trip. Wine
Shit.
number 6.
Look, I know you guys thought the last one was the one of the lineup, but I thought this was one of the lineup.
You thought, oh, right.
And kicked absolute ass. Man, this was so good.
There's none left in the glass,
Yeah,
so you
there's-
definitely had fun with it.
Roll the tape back I chugged it Henry style. But this praline, like honeyed nuttiness around like this awesome white stone fruit with great.
It's Chenin.
It is Chenin. I reckon it's Gangsta Vouvray. I'd pay $80 for 12 bottles. I thought it was so good.
I got nondescript Melon de Bourgogne Muscadet, and I paid $25 single bottle.
Yeah, I thought it tasted like the Pinot Grigio that my dad gives me for like $8 a bottle.
So this is
If there
it's
is
putting it on a line. We'll nail this.
if there is a Lord, they will back me.
Also, Gangsta Vouvray would be a great name for like a spoken word trio group or something. Like, it wouldn't be a good band name because that's lame as fuck.
The framework and the structure of the show, I reckon Lockie saved a fucking good one for last. So Lockie.
Oh, you're playing the man, not the wine. Lockie, how much was it?
Okay. Ooh, he's on it,
good
man.
start.
He's on it
$8
now.
Pinot Grigio.
Yes!
Finally done it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well done.
Low
Well
Valley
done.
Chenin Blanc. Oh yes.
Getting there, man. Dude, palate's on fire these last couple of weeks. Well done.
Finally picked
Anjou
Chenin
Blanc, that's it. Chenin. Finally picked Chenin. We can tick the box, man.
The white whale finally
Yeah,
conquered.
and
It's not Chablis. That's
it's
the
not
drink I'm
Chablis. It's not
chasing.
Chablis. It's not Chablis. It's not Aligote.
Fuck, no
Whoever
one's
can
gonna
pick Aligote.
Yeah, I want to know your secrets.
Well done. Well done. Very, very cool. Very interesting wine. Still would only buy a bottle.
Yeah, oh dude, 6 of those. I had 6 of it to be fair.
Retry this now.
Yes.
Where
Can we
it's
have some more? Can we get some
so
more?
good.
Oh no,
Good.
I'll back that Riesling. If it's a clean suit, we've got to kind of back it in because
Yeah,
it's fair
tough to say
enough.
otherwise.
But
yeah.
I know what I'll be drinking.
Yeah,
No,
look,
the reason why this wine goes up in the rankings is solely because of Noah, because
Oh,
he's the only
100%,
one that
he's
picked
nailed
it,
it,
and
yeah.
it's quite legitimate.
nah, cool one. Honestly, sometimes it's more interesting to have these varied ones where it is
Yeah, I agree.
1
Yeah.
and 12. As
Where we
opposed
get to
just
fight
all
about
names.
it.
Yeah, I'm glad that I was right that you guys like them. Still not for me, but anyway. Until next week, guys. Thanks for joining us. See you then.
I do what I want, what I want.